This is the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast, and I'm your host, Trudy Simmons from the Daisy Chain Group, providing platforms for women entrepreneurs to be seen and heard. This platform is for women entrepreneurs that want to hear the real stories of what it takes to be yourself and run a business with all the different hats that you might have to wear. These are the stories of the tenacious, the rebellious, and the resilient women that are working towards the future that they want to build for themselves and their families. Hello and welcome, and thank you for being here to the lovely Teresa Rogers from Now Accounting Services. Teresa, it has been a joy to have you involved in Shine On You Crazy Daisy. Tell us about your business.
Hi everyone. So I'm Teresa Rogers. As Trudy just said, I'm from Now Accounting Services. We run an accountancy practice covering all things that freak most people out when they're running a business, but accounting, tax, payroll, VAT, all those fun things that we find fun that most people don't.
You talk in your chapter about it taking courage to start your own business. How did that happen for you? Where did you find that courage?
It does. I think that I do genuinely say that anyone that starts their own business, they're incredibly brave. Partly because we go from, if you've been in a job, you've had a pay packet every month or every week, whatever it is. And so suddenly if you're going to go from that to starting a business, you know that actually you're starting from probably pretty much zero and not necessarily any guaranteed income. So that's incredibly courageous that you're going to go from that regularity to maybe not. And it's not like that, for everyone. It can be quite difficult to start generating that income from the start, because no one knows you. No one knows that you've just started out. You're trying to build that kind of that presence. And it is brave. You've got to start building a new network. So you've got a situation where, like I said, no one knows you. So how do you get people to know you, to then buy from you? And that means work. So it's hard.
What was the defining point of you deciding that you were going to start your own business? What was that courage point for you?
The courage point was losing my dad. I was made redundant. I kind of took that in my stride. It was the right decision for the business. I'd helped them with that decision making. So I'd lost my job, but it came at the right time. My dad was sick and he'd been diagnosed as terminal. I got the summer with him, and all of that time just with him and realizing that he's 63, it was no age, and I was going to lose him. And there was nothing I could do to stop that. It meant that all of those precious relationships that I value with my friends and my family, I was out on all that time because I was working in a high pressured corporate job, rat race. I worked every hour God sent, and it stopped. And when it stopped and I lost my dad, I realized there was no way I was going to get back into that rat race. Life was so precious and so short that I needed to do something else. And having already wanted to do something else, I now knew that I had to, take that courage and do it. So that's how it started.
I think it's this amazing thing that happens in people's lives where that moment of courage and feeling brave or creating that bravery in yourself, there is a defining moment that does that for a lot of us that come out and start working for ourselves. And the sadness and the grief on some of these stories that are those defining moments are also the pivotal moments that we're able to look back on and go, that was the hardest time of my life. That was the thing that almost broke me, but it gave me the courage to do what I actually wanted to do.
Yep. And my business partner, Charmian, has taught me a very long time ago, we've been friends for years, that every cloud has a silver lining. And I totally believe that now, that life can be very cruel and a bit shit sometimes, but you've got to take those moments and find the silver lining. And the silver lining has to be that I may have lost my dad, but it gave me the push I needed to look at my life and perspective and change it, and for the better.
For you, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I also love that you talk about know, like, and trust, which that I talk about all the time. It's my favorite thing. But this is the mantra of your business. How has it benefited you to have that as the mantra of your business?
Huge. I do believe people buy from people, particularly in the service industry. They need to, and in an accountancy, for me particularly, is that it's a real personal relationship. I'm going to get into your numbers and your business and how you work and whether or not you're profitable, and have hard conversations with you sometimes. So choosing the right accountant is really important, which means that the people buy from people bit is very true. That I have most of my clients because they've met me again, they've met me again and they've got to know me and they realise I'm not a stuffy accountant that wears a grey suit and looks a bit, and is a bit boring because let's face it.
Now.
Oh, look at my daisy chain. They're my crazy daisy
top on.
Yeah. Yeah. So people buy from people, and they get to know me. They like me, and if they don't, that's also fine. Like, I genuinely want people to work with an accountant that will resonate with them and what they want to achieve. And if they do know me and like me, then they're going to trust me. And that's a real big thing for me, that accountants, you need to be able to trust them, that you can trust them to meet the deadlines. You can trust them to look at your numbers and give you some honest feedback and help you on that journey, because it's tough being a business owner.
And it's trusting in the knowledge as well of what.
Yes.
And I think that the way that, and because I am one of your clients, I can say this, that in watching how you're able to explain, and the customer service side of your business is so important to the whole growth of what you've done. So it's the customer service side, and then the knowledge and the way that you're able to explain things in a way that even I can understand, which is pretty bad. Then it creates that immense feeling of know, like, and trust, because I know that if I've got a question, you're going to be able to help me, and if you don't know the answer, you'll go and find it to be able to give the right information. But that's a part of the ethos of your business, and it's so important.
Huge. Yeah, customer focus, value, just really, really important to us. And also sometimes we may not know the answer, so like you say, go and find it, or genuinely say, this is not our area of expertise, but we'll point you in the right direction so that you can get that support, not muddle through and hope that we can figure it out, which is not the place to be when it comes to tax and accounting, for sure.
But that's a massive thing to say, because a lot of businesses think that they have to have all the answers, and it's not the case.
No, sometimes not.
No. That's brilliant.
I'd like to know all the answers, but I'm, one head.
Yeah,
they change the rules all the time, and you've got to just so.
One of the things that I've seen you really do is take the time and invest on working on your business as much as in your business, and you talk about that and why it's important. But why is it important for you to work on your business as much as, or in your business?
Yeah, I think I learned this the hard way. Actually, when I started, when you start a business, you're wearing numerous hats. So your sales, your marketing, your operations, your client facing, you're trying to do your own finances, because you're trying to just build that business. So you wear many hats. And that means you're just in the business all the time, in it, emails pinging in, Facebook messages, whatever it is constant. So 2 years on, I had been working in my business to just deliver, and I'd forgotten to take a step back and look at where my business was actually. One, celebrate it. Where is it? Have I done a good job so far? I was never particularly good at setting goals, partly, I guess, because I was in the corporate arena where everyone else set the goals and you just achieved someone else's goals. So here I needed to set my own goals. I am ambitious. Thought I wasn't overly ambitious when it came to running my own business, but suddenly realized, no, actually, I want this to really work, not just be a good income, but I want it to really work. I want everyone to know that I am the go-to accountant, that you come to me if you want the answer to that tax question. So it needed that sort of take stock. I think the working on your business is about taking stock, and that's really important to do it regularly and set goals, because if you don't know where you're going, you don't know if you're actually headed in the right direction. And sometimes you could even sit and look and go, well, that's where I'm headed. Oh, wait a minute, that's not where I wanted to head. It's not where my clients wanted me to head. It's not where my family thought I was going to head. Whatever it is, the whole picture of where you're going, is that right? So working on your business and not just in it means you're taking that really valuable time out, and not out, but like at your desk still, but sat thinking, where am I going? Am I setting the right goals? Or even have I set goals? I suppose that's back to basics. Have I set a goal? I've had a really interesting conversation this week with someone, Trudy, about goal setting. You suddenly think, I don't tend to look too far into in the immediate future. I think, I've got 3 months, that's lots of deadlines for clients. But actually, you made me stop and think, I could have a goal for 3 months, but I'm thinking out their goal. And it was really useful to just have that, I need to spend a bit of time on me now and the next 3 months. Really good.
You've said two things there that I think everybody needs to hear, which is that investment in your business creates the future that you want, rather than just when you've got your head down, you literally can't see what's in front of you. So I think that's really important. And the other thing you said was celebrating, and you know that I'll go to any party that's going, so it is so important to stop and take stock and celebrate what you have done, because we are so good at knocking ourselves down and thinking what's still on the to-do list, but celebrating is really important. So I'm pleased to hear that.
It is. The last year, tough year for everyone. In the accounting arena, with all the schemes that have come out of the government support, we've had to kind of translate and get that out to our clients. We've been on. We've been in our business, just delivering. And as a team, we've got to remember the good news stories and remember those, celebrate those moments. We had an awesome get together when we were allowed back out of lockdown to celebrate the many things we could only celebrate via Zoom, but it was, that's really important to celebrate for sure. Brilliant.
If there was one lesson that you would want other entrepreneurs to know, what would it be?
Life's too short. Title of my chapter. Everyone should be trying to do things to make them happy. So don't do things for other people, do things for yourself. Ensure that if you're not brave enough yet to start your new business, do it. If that will make you happy and it's the one thing you want to do, I wish I'd done it sooner. But you can't go back. You just have to look forward and say, I did do it, and I'm going to celebrate the fact that I'm now a very successful business owner.
I love it. And somebody listening to this could be their pivotal moment of what we've just talked about, and go, wow, I just listened to this and now I'm going to go and start my own business. So you never know how you can influence other people in your story. And the title of your chapter, as you said, is Life's Too Short, and be happy. Oh my goodness, amazing. What is your favorite piece of business software?
So I'm an accountant. It's got to be Excel. And that might sound like a bit of a cop out, because there's lots of software out there. But seriously, if you're just starting out and you need to just capture numbers, really important for me that if you're starting a business, that you start to capture those numbers. How much am I selling? How much does it cost me to do things? Excel will be your friend. Just basic, gather those numbers and learn what the numbers are telling you about your business. Really important.
What I love about you and your business and the team that you have is that your personalities come through. And when you can sit here in your daisy top and be so passionate about what you do in the business and happy with what you're doing, but your piece of software is Excel. Brilliant.
Yeah. Right back to basics.
Teresa, this has been an absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for being involved in Shine On You Crazy Daisy, and we look forward to seeing what you do next. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for watching the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast. If you've liked what you've seen today, then please make sure that you click the subscribe button to this channel to see more inspiration and motivation as more of these stories keep coming out. And if you want even more, click on the link below this video and go and have a look at the series of books Shine On You Crazy Daisy, and get even more inspiration and motivation for you and your business.